Hello there. So I want to talk about loving one's job. A person who loves their job, loves what they do. It just in general, I think it's more. You can have a more satisfying life when you can learn to do that. When you can learn to appreciate what you have, rather than only care about what you want to get. You only have whatever you have in your life at the moment. You have what you're supposed to have, and if you just hate what you're supposed to have, how can you get to a place when you think you're supposed to have more? When you get that more, you now have what you're supposed to have again. Why would anyone think to give you more when what you do have you can't appreciate, and then you get to a place where you have the more, you would actually appreciate it more? Like, this doesn't really work, and people don't really think through these things. A lot of people, they get retail jobs, serving customers, doing just work that's just, you think, beneath you. A lot of people would think that. They would think like, I'm beneath, it is beneath me to stock shelves, clean up after people, and do all these things. And I'm just doing this to get by. I gotta do what I gotta do. That's what people say. And they'll do what they gotta do for now in their mind, and they'll get to a place where they're doing better and they're making more financially. But at the end of the day, what's the difference when you're making more financially? If you can't appreciate what you have now, when you have what you're supposed to have now, what's going to be the difference when you have what you have then, what you're supposed to have then as well? You're still having what you're supposed to have. You're just making more, and maybe you'll appreciate it. Like when I first got my job, I was young, I didn't have bills, and I loved it. The same job, the same type of work at least, and I loved it. I loved serving the customers. I loved all the things about it. And sometimes it was interactions with customers, and then I'd have my paycheck at the end of the week, and I had no bills, and I loved it. And then I joined the real world, where it's like, okay, now I have the same kind of work, but I got to pay my bills with it, and it just became so every day, just the same thing over and over again. Customers with their attitudes, and I didn't like what I was doing, and I think people saw I didn't like what I was doing. They saw maybe I was good at what I was doing, but I didn't really like what I was doing. And the question I'd have to ask myself, if I was actually understanding to think to ask myself this question, is: I have a boss. I want my boss to pay me more. Why is my boss going to pay me more if he sees me to be a worker who's just there to get by, and I got to do what I got to do? Why is my boss going to invest more into me? Eventually I was able to get to a place where my boss was investing more into me. Why was my boss investing more in me? Is because I learned to love my work and appreciate it. How do you love this kind of work and appreciate this kind of work? That's a good question. The way to do this, I think, is to actually appreciate what the place does, appreciate what you're a part of. Whatever it is, a clothing store, a pizza shop, or you're providing a service for the community. You're part of something that provides a service for families. People get, let's say you work in a pizza shop. In that pizza shop, there are families that will come in. They might have the worst attitude. They're still getting to enjoy pizza. You're part of their experience to be able to do that. You're part of them being able to get a good service, being able to come in. A lot of people complain, why don't these idiots clean up after themselves in the pizza shop or whatever it is? It's like, you're part of the experience that they can actually get away with that, and being able to pay you to be treated higher class than they would at home. At home, they'd have to clean up after themselves. There's no one to clean up after them, and maybe the parents clean up after the kids, and you might be able to. You can judge them very negatively. We all do this. It's not like I'm above people who do this. I think we all do this. I've done this myself numerous times. It's a challenge. I always constantly try to not judge people. It's very hard, but we all do this. And I think if you just are able to take a step back and think, I'm a part of this place that's providing this great service to all these people, and this is just an amazing thing that we can do this. We provide this service for these people. These people are able to afford it, have this for their families, and I earn from this. And I really just love what this place does for communities. I love that I can actually go. Like, would you like to be able to go to a place like this and enjoy it however you want, as do all these other people? The answer is, of course, yes. And if you can love that and appreciate that, you can actually be a better worker and do better and be somebody the boss thinks like, wow, this is somebody I want to invest in. This is somebody that cares and loves what we do, and somebody who wants what's best for the place. If you're just somebody who comes in, even if you're the best worker, you have this bad attitude and you hate what you're doing, the boss is going to invest in somebody who hates the place. This makes no sense, even if you're the best worker. What? Why? I would rather a worker that can become the best worker, who cares about the place more, who loves the place, who loves the job, who loves the business. I'd rather invest in that guy than some guy who might be the best worker out there, but he just hates his work. I don't trust a person in my business who hates the place. I only trust him so much. I'll trust him maybe to serve customers, and I'll treat him basically like any other person who's able to serve customers, because as good as he is, it's not worth my time, my effort, my money to invest in this guy. It's not worth it for me. So why would I invest in this guy who just hates the place? You want to invest in people who love what they're doing, and you want to also love what you're doing. You want to love your business, and you want people who are of worth in your business to love the business. And when you learn to love the business and love what you're doing, love what you're a part of, you can appreciate and love your work that much more. So this way, you can actually your attitude might change if you do that. If you think every little thing you're doing, like this person comes with an attitude, you think to yourself, you know something, they have their attitude, but they're still being a part of this service. That's an amazing thing that they can actually, and paying for my bills, paying able to provide money for the place that pays me my paycheck, and I can earn more from all these more people that are getting satisfied, hopefully, by you caring to satisfy them the best you can by showing love for the place. That's what it really comes down to. It comes down to loving what you do. And if you can't love what you do, you're going to hate what you do. You're just going to be somebody who talks big and is not going to be happy and is not going to be successful. And no matter, even if you are successful, you're still going to hate what you're doing. You're still going to hate the place you're a part of, whatever it is. You get the greatest job you want to get, chances are after a certain period of time it's going to become mundane again, and you're just going to be like, I got to do what I got to do. I'm making all this money now, as I was, but I wasn't making then, but I'm still making that much more now. But I still got to do what I got to do, if only maybe something else. The grass is always greener on the other side. But if you learn to love what you're doing, the grass is green right where you are, and you can actually just explore more around that field. Right now, you're where the grass is green by loving what you're doing, and then you can grow to have trees and flowers and different things rather than the grass being green on the other side when you're hating everything you're going through in life. Anyhow, that's all I got for that. All the best. Thanks for watching.